See, as far as government policies are concerned, overall the intentions are similar whether it is for IITs or for other universities. But one thing, perhaps funding to new IITs, perhaps is much new IITs, not only new IITs, IIT system. Funding from MHRD is much better compared to the funding for the other universities. That is one privilege. And another privilege IITs have compared to universities is, I think, complete academic autonomy has been bestowed to the IITs and IIT system. That I mean, it may be politically incorrect if I say that the ministry or perhaps the bureaucrats there, they or perhaps local governments more than the central government. Local governments, they interfere in the even in the academic matters or even in appointment of vice chancellors, etc.
I think it's very different. It's clear to me that this IIT aspires to be more than an institute of technology. In fact, IITs, as you know, started with a certain vision way back in the 1950s. But producing engineers, good engineers, is something that lots of institutions can do. IITs do it by default, whether they want it or not, it's happening. And IITs also do it. And IIT engineers are not bad. I mean, they're quite as good as others. Some private institutes of technologies also in North India, South India also do quite a good job of producing engineers. But an engineer is by default a very limited human being because he's been specialized in, his fluid mechanics or his computer science, and what else does he know? He doesn't know anything about the world, he doesn't know anything about India, more than what he might happen to know by the side, but the institute hasn't taught him any of that. So of course IITs do have humanities department, but their role, what I've gathered from other IITs, is that their role and place and function is rather minor. And it's like, giving you good communication skills and better English and a little bit of critical thinking and things like that. I think this IIT, what I have understood, aspires to do more than that. It aspires to teach students to learn a little deeply about certain issues, social issues, cultural issues.
It depends upon the sort of orientation and attitude of the two institutions that they take place. For instance, if the focus or perhaps orientation of IIT is more broad-based rather than say I am an IIT, so I'll be concentrating only on the technology development, not bothered about management and humanities, etc. Then even if the close proximity is there, it may not help much. On the other hand, as an IIT, if you take, even though we are named as Indian Institute of Technology, the social development, management aspect concerned with that, and development of science and other things, these are also equally contributing and supplementary or complementing to the pure technology. One takes that, then the two institutions can collaborate well. And I think IIT Gandhinagar is leveraging the closeness of IIM over here.
Unfortunately, I think it takes a long time to develop the cultural integrity. I think universities develop over a long period of time, and they become. I think it's important to become well known internationally.
Yeah.
So that I think the real challenge is to get your research communicated internationally.
Yeah.
So publishing in international journals, visiting conferences internationally, and so that you can present the work of your university. I think that's the really important thing. However, I'm not sure that world rankings are really that important, to be honest. I think national rankings are very important.
It's kind of constant, comparison that you have to outperform somebody else is not a very healthy attitude. Develop your own thing the best way you can, and do the best you can, and then collaborate instead of competing. Collaborate. Exchange resources, exchange people, exchange ideas. I think the Asian temperament, and by that I mean primarily Indian and Chinese and other countries, the Asian temperament is more towards collaboration than competition. So let every IIT be its own, and then, if possible, let them collaborate and to raise the whole philosophy of an IIT together. I think that would be the idea. It was done 50 years ago, 100 years ago. How were universities assessed? By the excellence of the people they produced, not by any other. I mean, I think Newton was at, is it Oxford? I think he was at Oxford, if I'm not mistaken. And so you know that certain great people have come out of this institution. There was no statistics about publications in those days. It didn't matter how many papers you published 200 years ago. You could publish one great paper, every 10 years, and that would be sufficient. So I think we are a bit too obsessed by criteria which do not really reflect greatness, but simply efficiency and production.